Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. I wanted to do a review for you guys on a product that has been talked so much about recently, which is the NARS Narcissist palette. So this is a palette that has 15 colors, which are these 15 shades right here. And in true NARS fashion, it's got this beautiful matte black packaging that I personally love. I know the packaging this gets really dirty, so it's one that people know is not going to continue to look this great over a long period of time. Because, for example, here is a popular blush of mine that I use a lot, which is Lovejoy, and it's looking pretty tattered and dirty. But I don't know, I personally think that NARS packaging is amazing. It's my favorite out of all the makeup companies that I really use a lot. And I love the name. If you guys follow NARS on Twitter, you know that one of their main, people who tweet back is from the Twitter handle Narcissist. And I love the meaning behind it. And so I don't own many NARS eyeshadows to begin with, but I do get a discount there. And I thought that when this palette came out, I definitely wanted to have it. So I did go ahead and splurge. It is $79. That's what it retails for. And on the back it just says Narcissist Eye Palette, Eyeshadow Palette, 15 eyeshadows. So now if you just look at the colors, upon first glance, kind of what I was worried about when I bought this was that I felt like the left side of this palette is going to not really have that many special shades. And after reading some reviews on it and things of that sort, I kind of felt like maybe it would be a bit different than what I expected and it would be better. But overall, I can't say that I'm jumping for joy at this palette. So this is the reason. I think NARS eyeshadows are great quality for sure, but they're not as velvety in texture as I like. So I think that some of my favorite eyeshadow textures ever have been like the matte Relax Pearl. And then I think that all of the Urban Decay eyeshadows tend to have that sort of like velvety texture that as you pick it up, it just sort of like comes off really easily. And I feel like with these, no matter what brush you use, like I've been using like high quality good brushes, which to me are the Sigma, those 3 kits that came out together. So I've been using this brush a lot, and I still feel like these are synthetic bristles, which usually pick up a lot of product, and I feel like you still have to kind of work with it to get these colors up. They're obviously not sealed because I haven't really used them much. So I just feel like in terms of that quality, maybe it's just I don't use NARS eyeshadows that much, but I don't feel like it's as easy to pick up as it should be for such an expensive product. Now, as far as the colors go, like the size of each eyeshadow is something that I would consider pretty small. It's about, I would say, half the size of most eyeshadows that come in any sort of palette, because like MAC eyeshadows, the pan size is definitely bigger than that. I don't know how many ounces this is. It doesn't really, it says 0.03 ounces. I'm going to have to compare that to MAC ones because it might be the same size, just in a different pan. The pans could be deeper than I think that it is. Obviously, I haven't reached a pan on anything yet. Now for the colors, I honestly don't think this is anything special. This color up here reminds me of Arena by MAC, which I like. This one down here, I was told it's a dupe for rice paper, which it definitely is not, because as you can see, there's no shine to it. And rice paper has a lot of shine to it, is what I'm wearing on my brow bone right now. But this is a good sort of inner tear duct color. If you really want to brighten this is not the best highlight shade. I don't feel like it's as pigmented as you think that it is based on what it looks like in here. This one down here is sort of a chalkier version of the color above. Truth be told, I haven't really used this much, but this is what it looks like. I can't say I'm pleased with this color. It doesn't really look like much. The color next to it is like a nice sort of very, very light brown. So for somebody who's very light skinned, this could be a good like in between crease color, maybe to like marry 2 colors together. Sorry, I have henna on my hands, so I know it's kind of hard to find a spot to show you guys, but that's that color right there. Not really anything special again. And the color down from that is this one right here. And that is, this is kind of like All That Glitters by MAC, I feel like is what it looks like, but a definitely softer version of it. Like it comes off nicely. All That Glitters I don't feel like is as pigmented as this one is. This one's right here. But again, like not anything that I'd write home about for that one. And then the next one down here, to me, looks like a sort of grayish light purple. That one. That's what it comes off as. This is kind of a weird color. I mean, it looks more purple in the pan, but it's coming off more gray when I swatch it. Then we've got this brown right here, which this I feel like is a nice color. It's close to like a copper sort of color, but it's a lot darker than you would imagine. Like I know that it doesn't, for some reason the camera isn't picking up how dark it is, but like that's how dark it is. So when you put it on, like this I almost thought would like help like bring out my eyes, would kind of look, you know, like lighter and sort of brighten my eye area, but that's definitely not what it did because it's not that light. This one right here is like a pinkish color. Oh, I don't like, this one's like not coming off even. A lot of these colors are just kind of looking really muddy when swatched. Like that's the best way to describe it. Like right here. Then we have this color, which to me is the exact same color as what Gunmetal is in like the Urban Decay Naked palette, the very first one. Yeah, it's perhaps a little bit darker. I haven't used this color on me yet. But again, like I'm just not enjoying the way the eyeshadows feel. Like they're not feeling like good quality, and that's really surprising because NARS is expensive. That's that color right there. Then we get into the more like fun colors in terms of what I like. There's sort of like a mid-tone brown right there, which I like that, but again I feel like it's a bit too dark for like a normal brown. Yeah, see, that's also kind of muddy looking. It has too much gray. I feel like all the colors have an undertone of gray to it. Then there's this purple, which was really surprising to me because it doesn't look that dark in person, but it comes off like really, really dark. Like this almost looks like, what's that really popular MAC eyeshadow? I think it's called Smut. That's kind of what it looks like to me, but in the palette it doesn't look dark at all. And then there's this really pretty blue. This one reminds me of one of the colors in the Urban Decay Vice palette. That one's actually a bit more velvety. But see, now when I have it on my finger, it just looks like it's black. Which is so weird because in the palette it looks so pretty. Then there's this right here, which I really like. I think this would be a nice crease color if you don't want to go for black, but I hope it doesn't look black. No, this is actually coming off like really well. It's a nice brown color. Then this color, I loved it in the palette. Even when you swatch it, it's really pretty, but on your eyes, you can't even see that shimmer. I'm moving my finger. You can see that really well on my finger, but once you put it on your eyelid, like it doesn't show up that way at all. And then there's just like, you know, a normal black down here. So overall, I don't think this is worth the money. It's not a palette that I think that anyone needs by any means. I think the problem is that NARS came out with this sort of basic palette so late in the game when there's other like such great options out there, such as all the Naked palettes. And there's so many like other like big brands that have come up with like really good sort of natural colors now. What is that chocolate palette by Lorac, I think? Isn't there one by Stila and Too Faced also? I know Benefit has things of that as well. So I feel like for coming up with a neutrals palette so late in the game, you have to come up with something really special or either really good quality or something that sort of sets you apart. And I feel like NARS didn't deliver on that. And I'm really surprised because I think NARS blushes by far are the ultimate. They're the best that I've ever used. Foundation's amazing. So I would have expected more. So I'm not really sure about that. Then, side note, I also bought this, which is the NARS Solomon Islands eye paint, and I can't even explain how amazing this is. That is this gorgeous blue color, and I wore this a lot in my like inner, I guess, waterline while I was in India, and let me show you guys what this looks like. It's amazing. Look at that electric blue. How gorgeous is that? So this looks amazing on days where you just don't want to wear much and you just want to put on like something bright and just go, you know, and this is what I use that a lot for, like during the daytime, since there were just so many events all the time. There wasn't much like, you know, chill time in the middle, so whenever there was, I didn't want to spend that much time getting ready because the nighttime entailed that. So whenever that was, I would just put this on, and I have to tell you, this really brightens up my complexion. I would say this would suit any skin color. Like if you're really pale, it would really make you pop. If you're really dark, it would really make you pop. It's just, I don't know about blue eyes, but this really, really stays on. It does not come off, and it's an amazing product. It's basically their version of the MAC Flute line. So that's it for my NARS review on the Narcissist palette. If you guys have any questions, post down below. Thanks guys, bye.